I think that the collaboration that we have with many stakeholders and leaders in the city in building a better future has made us even stronger. And I hope that for 2022, everybody continues to have joy, happiness, health, and that these collaborations will continue and that our community will be a better one because of the work that we do as a unit. We are one community, one unit. Thank you. At this time, I will entertain an approval of the minutes of November 3rd.
Motion to accept the minutes.
Second.
Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
Councilmember Egan.
Yeah.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Council Vice President Escobar.
Yes. Madam Clerk, has the correspondence been directed to the appropriate departments?
Yes, Madam Vice President, the correspondence received by the City Clerk's office has been forwarded to the appropriate departments for further action.
Thank you. There's no public hearings, there's no ordinances on second reading, and there's none on first reading. So at this time, we are we have resolutions 1 to 12. And
Unmuted.
we're going to get ready to open the meeting to public comment on the resolutions only for up to 5 minutes per person, one time up. Madam Clerk, will you please prepare a list?
Yes, Madam Vice President. If any members of the public wish to speak on the resolution, please state your name when the appropriate letter of the alphabet is called. Callers on the line ending in 0704 will need to dial *6 to unmute themselves. Letters A through Z, E through H, I through L.
Charlie Cradaville.
Okay, I have Ms. Kerber and Mr. Cradaville. M through P, Q through T, and letters U through Z. Is there anyone A through Z who wishes to address the council on the resolution? This will be the last call. A through Z if you wish to speak on the resolution. Madam Vice President, the list is now closed. The first person on the list is Ms. Marge Kerber.
Muted.
Dr. Ms. Kerber, if you could please provide your name and address for the record.
Sure. It's Marge Kerber, Kerber, 2 Comstock Street in New Brunswick. And I just have a question on resolution number 9 for this receipt of surplus equipment. Is there, can you tell me what surplus equipment we're talking about here? I know what the program is. I'm just curious as to, we getting a tank? What are we getting here?
Okay. Deputy Police Director Miller, are you on the line? And can you answer Ms. Kerber's question, please? Do we have police? Deputy Director Miller? Well, I'll give you some, I don't think it's on the line at this point, but I will tell you that based on the information that I had obtained and I read, it's basically supplies. There's nothing that relates to any weapons or any military equipment. It's just equipment, computers, other supplies that the police might need, police department might need throughout the year. And we have been participating in this program for a couple of years. So it's just a surplus that the Department of Defense has that it makes available for different departments, police departments in the state.
Okay, so it does not include any ammunition, any guns, anything like that?
To the best of my knowledge, like I said, but we will make sure that we get that information for you.
Okay,
But
I would,
believe
yeah,
that-
I would appreciate it, because, I'm a pacifist, so,
Absolutely.
you know, anyway. But thank you, I appreciate it.
Excuse me, Council Vice President, this is Michael Drillis.
Uh-huh. Yes,
The Deputy Director is on the line, but he said he's
Okay.
having a hard time. So I'm going to continue to work with him, and I'll ask him to, if we can get him to respond, if you'd like, before the meeting's over, we can see if he can do that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else, Ms. Carver?
On the resolutions, no.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Thank
Next
you.
speaker? Thanks.
Madam Vice President, the next speaker on the list is Mr. Charlie Cradaville.
Mr. Credible, please say your name and address for the record.
Good evening, Madam Vice President. Charles Cradaville, New Brunswick today. I want to start by saying that I believe the first phone number advertised for this meeting is not working. I was on the line and it was just silent. So I was only able to reach you by the second number. Perhaps Deputy Director Miller is experiencing the same problem. I'm concerned other members of the public may be on that line and not hearing what's going on, but I'll move on with my comments. Nevertheless, number 9, 1033 program, I did want to ask if anyone can say whether there's any specific plans or requests for specific, equipment.
Yes, we will have more information on that, Mr. Credible. As you heard, Deputy Director Miller is trying to get on the line. He's having some challenges. But like I stated before, to the best of my knowledge, there's not, I don't believe there's any military equipment. But we could just wait if it's okay with you, that once we are done, if he's able to get on the line and communicate with us, that we could get that information from him.
Sure. What would be okay?
Is this one working?
Oh, hold on, Mr. Credible. Go ahead.
I tried the second
Who was
line. Is
talking
this
to-
one working?
Yes.
This is Deputy Director Miller.
I can hear
Can you
you.
hear me?
Okay. So perfect. Director Miller, there are some questions about the 1033 program, and I know the previous speaker, Ms. Kerber and Mr. Credible, are asking about what type of equipment that we are obtaining through this program, if we have that information.
Yes, so the resolution is not to obtain any equipment. This is just the yearly council approval to continue with the program. We have not made application for any specific equipment. And we didn't apply for any equipment last year as well. Again, this is just council approval to continue with the program. If there is a time and a need for us to make application to the government for additional equipment.
Thank you for the clarification. Mr. Credible, anything else?
Yeah, that answers my
Mr.
question on
Credible.
number 9. I'd like to move to number 10, the Middlesex County Municipal Joint Insurance Fund. Is it true that the fund is currently under the supervision of the Department of Banking and Insurance?
Mr. Goldberg, can you help us answer that question for Mr. Credible?
Yes, the Middlesex County Joint Insurance Fund has been working with the Department of Banking and Insurance for the past several months.
Right, and does that have anything to do with the $24 million deficit in the fund?
It's, yes, and the assessments that will be placed on some of the members, yes.
Okay, and what does that mean for New Brunswick moving forward? Like, for instance, what are the premiums going to be for the next year? And I think this agreement actually keeps you there through 2024, if I'm not mistaken. Any idea what this, significance is of this development?
I'm sorry, it's a 3-year agreement, yeah. I'm sorry, what was the rest of your question?
Sorry if I was rambling. I just want to know what the significance is of this new arrangement being under Adobe's supervision as a result of this $24 million deficit, is that going to mean premiums are going to go up, or, you know, city taxpayers going to see an impact?
There will be some increases to the premiums, yes.
Okay, and approximately what are we looking at? Like, how much is an annual cost to be a part of it?
I don't have numbers to give you right now, but I would be happy to send them to you tomorrow.
Okay, well, I will look forward to that, and I do have some concerns about this organization. I know the city's been a part of it since maybe even before I was born, but it seems like you know, there've been some lax practices, and now we're at a point where there needs to be a major course correction, and I just want to make sure that you know, this is the right fit for New Brunswick, and that New Brunswick is not going to get the short end of the stick here. I know there's a lot of government involved.
Thank you, Mr. Credible.
That's all I
Anything
have
else on
on
the resolution?
That's all, thanks.
Thank you. There was a lot of feedback. Are we okay now? Anybody, any other speaker, Madam Clerk?
No, Madam Vice President, we have no more speakers on the list.
Move the resolution.
Okay.
Second.
Can I have a roll call?
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes, especially number 12.
thank you. Councilmember Egan,
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming,
Yes.
Council Vice President Escobar,
Yes. Okay, resolution filed adopted. At this time, before we go into public comment and the OEM COVID update, like I said before, I wish everyone a happy, healthy, and peaceful 2022. And let's continue being resilient and working in unity. Any of my council members would like to address the public?
Just a happy and safe new year for everybody.
Yes. Happy New Year and everybody be safe.
Yeah, same thing. Happy New Year. Safe New Year for everyone.
Thank you. Director Rose, if you could please provide us with the OEM COVID-19 update report. Is Director Rose on the line, or is he having some challenges with line 1, 2?
maybe you could try *6 to unmute yourself.
I'll reach out to the director and see. Stand by.
Okay. Just give us a few minutes. Thank you. If he's not available, maybe we could come back to him, continue with the public comment portion of the meeting.
Let's
And then come back
do
to
that.
him?
Yes, Council Vice President, he's on the line. He's calling in, but I agree. Maybe we go to public comment and then we could do the report after. Good thinking. Thank you.
Okay. Well, at this time, we are preparing to open the meeting for public comment for up to 5 minutes per person, one time up. Madam Clerk,
Unmuted.
for the list.
Yes, Madam Vice President. If any member of the public wishes to address the council, please state your name when the appropriate letter of the alphabet is called. Callers on the line ending in 0704 will need to dial *6 to unmute themselves. letters A through Z, E through H, I through L,
Charlie
Kerber.
okay, I have Ms. Kerber and Mr. Cradaville. M through P, Q through T, U through C. Is there anyone A through Z who wishes to address the council? This will be the last call, A through Z, for the public comment portion of the meeting. All right, the list is now closed. Madam Vice President, the first speaker on the list is Ms. Marge Kerber.
Muted.
Ms. Gerber, welcome again. If you could please give us your name and address for the record.
Sure. Marge Kerber, 2 Comstock Street. First of all, I had the same problem that Charlie did with calling the first number. And I don't know what you can do to stop this from happening, but, you know, I kind of hung on for a while and then decided to call the second number. And as Charlie stated, there could be other people that are having that same problem. So I don't know what you can do to rectify it, but I just wanted to comment on that. Secondly, I would like to commend Inspector Gonzalez from Public Works. I've been working with him for, I don't know, this year on trash problems in the second ward in my neighborhood, and he is very responsive, and he always takes care of and he always completes what he says he's going to do. So I just wanted to put that on record, okay? Because my second part of this is to complain about Public Works, okay? As you know, Friday was Christmas Eve, okay, and there was no notification. I received no notification that there was not going to be a garbage pickup. And apparently most of my neighbors didn't receive a notification either, either on Recycle Coach or any other way through Nixle. So we put our garbage out, okay? And what happened was on Saturday, on Christmas Day, I got notified from Recycle Coach that there would not be a garbage pickup, and that was a little bit too late, okay? So, and what happened was there was garbage throughout this part of New Brunswick for the entire weekend, okay? Because most people did not put their garbage away. And I would strongly recommend that if this is going, you know, if this occurs again, if there's a holiday coming up, that you notify us beforehand and not after, because I think it just takes away from the city. I mean, people had relatives coming over for Christmas, and they got to look at this garbage. So, and I don't know why the written calendar couldn't have been, you know, no, it couldn't have been on there because it wasn't on there either. And I checked Recycle Coach twice on Friday. I also looked at the printed calendar, and it was not on there. And I don't see any reason why it shouldn't have been on there from the beginning of the year. If you know, you knew that Christmas Eve was going to be a Friday, and Christmas was going to be a Saturday. So that's my big complaint for today, is all this garbage that we had to put up with for the weekend. But other than that, I would like to wish the City Council Happy New Year, and let's hope it's peaceful. Let's hope it's safe, and let's hope we can get through this COVID thing so we don't have to say this again next year. Thank you.
Absolutely. I just wanted mention, Ms. Carver, that I did receive, and I mean, receive notification. I believe that the city put a notice also on the website, but I don't know if Mr. Julie, can you verify if I'm correct? Because I remember reading it before the day that I was supposed to put the garbage out. There was notification.
Yes, Vice President, you are correct. I understand Ms. Kerber's point about what was published and the confusion it caused. I apologize, Ms. Kerber. There was digital updates sent out to the website and through Nixle, and I'm sorry, maybe not through Nixle, through social media. And you know, it's my understanding that we will have this issue again and the pickup for New Year's Eve. So I know Mr. Valenti's on the line. Mr. Valenti, maybe give us some information. Maybe he could advise us on how to prepare. for this upcoming New Year's Eve. Mr. Valenti, would you mind, Council Vice President?
Yes, that's good. I wasn't sure he was on the line, so I apologize. That's why I told you that. Go ahead, Mr. Valenti.
Yes, this weekend there was an error in the original printed mail out that was mailed out, I guess, at the end of last year. But we did notify all the social media platforms, as Mr. Julius has already stated. So there will be no pickup except for the downtown area this Friday. Tuesday is what we call a double day. So you hold the garbage and then it'll be picked up on Tuesday.
Okay, thank you. Just based on Ms. Carver, since you didn't get the information, maybe we should look into how can we, for those who do not have social media, to ensure that they receive that information. So I thank you for the follow-up. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Madam Vice President, the next speaker on the list is Mr. Charlie Cradaville.
Mr. Cradaville, welcome again to the public comment portion of the meeting. If you could just say your name and address for the record.
Yes, good evening once again. Charlie Cradaville. I live in the 2nd Ward of New Brunswick, where our trash was not picked up as scheduled. Is the mayor on the call by any chance tonight?
No, Mr. Cradaville, it's not.
No. And then let me guess, the police director, Caputo, also absent?
He's not, but he has a representative by Deputy Director Miller.
Okay, well then maybe he can answer how many body-worn cameras have been deployed by the New Brunswick Police.
Deputy Director, if you would like to answer the question, please, for Mr. Cradaville, which you have been answering in every meeting, but to remind everyone how many body cameras have been, if any, given to the officers.
Zero.
Okay.
Can you just, go ahead, Mr. Cradaville.
Yeah, I'll just move on. I need to know, did Deputy Director Miller author the page on the city website called Gun Violence, Firearm Facts?
Deputy Director, would you like to answer that question?
No, I would not.
Okay, so it's going to remain a mystery who wrote this page on the city website? No one's going to own up to it?
I think that it was done. What is it? What would you want to know who the person is for what reason? Because I think it was fixed. It was correct after it was done.
So they smeared the one of the victims, implying he was up to no good when he was murdered, when he was killed by a total stranger in a verbal dispute. And I want to know, did the police department apologize to the family of Azim Seawright for that false statement?
Or did they rectify the statement in a way, right?
Well, there was an update that was posted but not shared as widely as the original. What I want to know is, was an apology offered to the family?
Deputy Director Miller I know the article was rectified. Do you know if anybody reached out to the family, or would you like to answer that question?
I don't even know how to answer that, because I answered it before that I'm not answering who wrote the article, and I'm not entertaining Mr. Charlie Cradaville's questions in this forum.
Okay, so that's a blanket policy. No more questions from Charlie?
No.
That's not what I said.
We don't pay the deputy director enough to answer some basic questions about who wrote stuff on the city website that's being discussing active criminal investigations. So I'll move on, because I need to know about a statement the city put out about a carjacking. Is it true that the carjacking described as taking place on Freeman Street actually took place near a downtown residential building? Is that correct, that the carjacking actually took place on Nelson Street?
Deputy Director Miller, do you have any information on that?
I just answered it. I said no.
Okay, I
well,
couldn't hear you. I apologize.
I'm pleased the deputy director is again answering questions. It was described that a 41-year-old woman was shot from Elizabeth in that incident. Was there also another person who was assaulted?
Mr. Cradible, you emailed Lieutenant Shaw earlier today.
That's correct.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I was just going to say to keep up with the conversation and do it in a way that is clear. I just said that if you would like to answer those questions, any of the questions that Mr. Cradible just answered in terms of the incident of Freeman Street. Was another person shot?
Was another person assaulted?
I'm totally. Everyone has to stop talking over each other.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I want to make sure that when he speaks, that I address my questions to you, so that way there's not the communication continues to be clear. So, were you able to hear Mr. Cradible's question? Mr. Cradible, just make the question again. I know your time is over, but can you do the last question again so Deputy Miller can answer?
I was just asking if there was another victim who was assaulted in the same incident.
Okay,
and I replied, Mr. Cradible. You asked me to answer Mr. Cradible. You want me to answer him, or are you going to reword the question, Vice President? I don't mean any disrespect, but this is why the people can't get anything in. You asked me to answer his question. Do you want me to answer it, or do you have another question?
I want you to answer what Mr. Cradible just asked you. Was there another person assaulted in that incident?
Okay. Mr. Cradible,
if you have the question.
for the third time.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Cradible, just write let's make it, just to make it clear, so that way it's in writing, just send an email to Deputy Director Miller inquiring about the questions that you have, okay, at this point. Thank you.
Sure, way ahead of you. I've already sent it. I've already sent it. I'll await the response.
I would like to answer the question if people would stop interrupting me. Can I please answer the question?
We've been telling you to answer the question. I've been telling you, so I don't know.
Madam
go ahead.
Vice President, with all due respect, you keep interrupting me when I try to talk.
No, I was the one in the middle. We're not going to get into it, but I was trying myself to be in the middle so that way we avoid this. But let's just move on. Go ahead. You have the floor, Deputy Director Miller.
Thank you. Mr. Cradible, you emailed Lieutenant Shaw either late yesterday or early this morning asking the same question. He gave you a detailed response. Please refer back to his email for all the answers. I'm not going to provide any additional information in regards to an active criminal investigation.
Thank you, Deputy Director Miller. Madam Clerk, anybody else on the list?
No, Madam Vice President, we have no more members of the public on the list.
Thank you. At this time, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
No, hold on. I'm sorry. The Director Roll is on the line. Was he able to get in? Mr. Dulles?
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh.
Okay, the Omicron variant has led to current winter surge in cases. Omicron has generally shown cold-like symptoms in most people, especially those who are vaccinated. However, the unvaccinated have a higher risk of hospitalization. Vaccination and boosters continue to be the best protection against COVID-19. Free vaccinations continue to be widely available. However, COVID tests have been more difficult to find. Tests should become easier to find in the coming weeks with support from the federal government. Vaccination locations can be found on the state website, covid19.newjersey.gov. Also have a news flash here. Good. December 29th, 2021. Starting Thursday, December 30th, 2021 at 6 a.m., the City of New Brunswick will institute a face mask requirement at all indoor facilities of public accommodation. In an executive order signed today by Mayor Jim Cahill, the requirement to wear masks applies to all areas of indoor public accommodation, including but not limited to government facilities, restaurants, bars, gymnasiums, dance studios, recreation facilities, retail stores, supermarkets, places of worship, commercial establishments, salons, barbershops, banks, healthcare facilities, and hotels. We are hopeful this proven and effective measure helps to create a safer environment for patrons and service providers alike, and at the same time, allow businesses and places of public accommodation to remain open and staffed to serve the public and stay in business. Said Mayor Cahill, given the rapid rise of active cases in New Brunswick and the county, this will help to reduce the number of new cases and thus reduce the impact on our hospitals, healthcare system, and testing sites, all in an effort to better serve the public. The order goes into effect again on Thursday, December 30th at 6 a.m. and is scheduled to remain in effect until Monday, January 31st, 2022 at 11:59 p.m. For further information, this information and this new news executive order can be found on the city's website. Please visit it and act accordingly, please. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Director Rose. Now, this concludes the public comment on the business agenda this evening. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Egan,
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming,
Yes.
Council Vice President Escobar.
Yes, meeting is adjourned. Thank you. Have a safe, happy New Year.
Thank you. You as
Thank
well.
Happy New Year.
Bye-bye.